I'm going to start by saying, as far as getting to six figures per month, there's really only a few things you have to get right in your business in order to hit six figures per month. And I think that one of the big mistakes that a lot of people make when they're trying to scale, or in business in general, like in business in general, it's very easy to overcomplicate things because we are in the day of information. We are in the information age, and there's an overabundance of information. Well, with all this information out there, with what everybody's saying, hey, you can hit six figures per month this way, you can hit $1 million a year this way. There's a million different ways to hit six figures per month. There's a million different ways to make $1 million in a year. And that can be a detriment to a lot of people, is because there are so many ways, there's so much opportunity to be able to hit seven figures in your business. But one of the biggest things that you're going to have to do in order to hit six figures per month in the fastest time frame possible is to actually simplify, is to actually focus on probably doing less to accomplish more. Now that may seem contradictory, but I've got multiple mentors in my life who are at 8 figures and beyond. One of my good friends and mentors, he owns 4 8-figure businesses, meaning 4 businesses who are doing over $1 million per month. He makes about $2 million per week combined with all of his businesses. Now, one of his phrases that I absolutely love, and I notice it's so true whenever, especially as you scale, the higher level that you scale, the more this becomes true in your life. And his phrase is simple scales. So tonight, I'm not going to be like going over like a ton of complex things. I really want to distill it down to where it's actually really, really simple so that it's absorbable and hopefully implementable. Because if it's too complex, then you're going to get analysis paralysis and you're not going to implement anything. And honestly, complexity doesn't scale, simplicity scales, simple scales. So remember that. If you're taking notes, let's write that down, simple scales. So most of the time when clients are coming on board and they're already doing deals in their business and they're trying to scale up to 6 figures per month, most of the time we're actually condensing their focus to focus on only a few things at a time. What are the most powerful things that you can focus on that are going to make the biggest impact, that are going to drive the needle forward the most in your business? And let's focus all of our effort, all of our attention on those few things that we can do to really drive the needle forward. Because if you're trying to get to 6 figures a month, honestly, it's not that complex. It's finding the key things to focus on and going all out, taking massive action on those things and doing them consistently. Now, that doesn't seem sexy, but that's the reality. So there's a marketing mentor by the name of Jay Abraham. Jay Abraham, he's one of the godfathers of direct marketing, direct response marketing. And Jay Abraham has done over like $40 billion worth of sales in his life. And Tony Robbins interviewed Jay Abraham. Tony Robbins asked Jay. Now Jay has scaled. He is renowned for taking businesses like to the umpteenth level. Like I have a friend and mentor who was mentored by him. And before they were working with Jay, they were doing $500,000 a month. Now they're doing about $2 million a month. And Jay was largely responsible for helping them get to that level. And Jay, just to work with him, it's $120,000 for 6 months to be able to work with this guy. $120,000 for 6 months. That's not even for a year, for 6 months just to be mentored by this guy. So when Tony Robbins was interviewing Jay Abraham, he said, Jay, if you could narrow it down to just 3 things that somebody would need to focus on in order to scale a business, what would those 3 things be? Just 3 things. And Jay Abraham thought about it. He thought about it. And he said, I got it. All right. So number 1 is increase the number of transactions that you make. Increase the number of transactions. So for us, like increase the number of deals. Like if we're going to scale to six figures a month, we got to focus on like narrow our attention down to focusing on what are the most important things that I need to focus on. Transaction value. So number one, increase the number of transactions that you are performing on a monthly or annual basis. Number two, increase your transaction value. How valuable is your transaction? Meaning, how much profit do you make on each transaction that you make? Increase repeat business. Basically, increase the number of times somebody does business with you.